Well, the Samsung Galaxy S21 FE is by far one of the more interesting phones that Samsung has made, so let's go and see how this particular phone holds up in the later part of 2023. Now, starting off, this phone did actually come out in the earlier part of 2022, so that was something that was very interesting. Like, this phone came out like a few days into the new year, which was something that was very, very interesting from Samsung. We've since gotten the successor of this particular phone, which is very interesting, and there's still lots and lots of quality and capability behind a phone like this, which is still very, very cool. Now, starting off with the outside of the Galaxy S21 FE, we are getting that 6.4-inch dynamic AMOLED display. It's a 1080p panel, and it's a very, very good panel at that. You know, it looks very nice, it looks very sharp, and I'm a massive fan of the way this particular phone looks. You know, I think it looks very, very modern, and in a lot of ways, I think it actually looks better than the Samsung Galaxy S23 FE that just came out. I feel like that phone has a little bit of a different design language than this one, and this one actually looks a little bit better, to be completely honest. 120Hz panel at that as well. You are missing that microSD card slot that we had on the S20 FE, but it's not really that big of a deal. It's still a very good performing phone for sure. On the bottom, you're getting a USB Type-C port, which is amazing, and on the back side, you're getting this frosted plastic back, which is an interesting approach still. You know, I'm surprised that Samsung did it at that time in 2022. Since then, they have switched over to that glass back, so I think that's something that's super cool and kind of interesting to see. But beyond that, I think there's still a lot of quality and capability behind a phone like this, which is still very, very cool. Very sharp panel, very good panel at that, and there's still a lot of capability and a lot of quality behind a phone like this for sure. So, on the outside and the exterior, it definitely gets a thumbs up for me, even though it does have that plastic back, but this phone has gone down in value so much in the used market that it's still a very, very good phone to pick up, you know, from that particular standpoint. Now, on top of that, you are getting that, you know, camera setup on the back. It's a triple camera setup, which is amazing, and that's something that's super cool. When you're getting a phone like this, and you're getting one that has this type of capability, I love having these types of cameras that are so solid because they have like endless amounts of opportunity from the cameras. Now, it's definitely not a perfect camera by any means, but it's a very solid camera, you know, wide ultra-wide telephoto lens. You are getting 4K at 60 on the back, which you're also getting 4K at 60 on the front as well, which is a very big asset for this type of phone. Once again, if you're wanting the phone with the best type of quality, this is going to be a very, very solid option for a ton of people out there, which is something that's super cool when you're getting a device like this. So, very solid camera, definitely one of its biggest assets for sure. Now, on top of that, with this particular phone, you are also getting a phone that's going to be supported with software, maybe for like another year. Now, with the Galaxy S21, this is basically the phone that's going to be lasting as long as that one. So, with that being said, with the S21, with the S21 FE, you can imagine those two phones are going to be lasting around the same amount of time. So, personally for me, when you are getting a phone like this, you are going to be getting a phone that's going to be getting this type of software support, and I would probably say it's another year or two. It's definitely not going to be like another like 2 years. It's probably not going to be 2 to 3 years. It's probably going to be 1 to 2 years, and it's probably going to be more so maybe something like, you know, the Galaxy S21, you know, plus kind of something like that, where it's like a little bit maybe longer than the S21, but even then they wouldn't do that. It's going to last as long as the S21, you know, best case scenario. In terms of performance, you are still getting that Snapdragon 888 chipset inside with 8 gigabytes of RAM, which is a very solid amount of RAM to have on the top tier models. But it does start off at the 6 gigabyte of RAM option. So I did personally have that 6 gig of RAM option, and I had a pretty good time with it, like I've stated before. You know, I think once again, you know, Samsung did a good job with even the base model of this phone, and it handled basically everything I threw at it at that time. And still to this day, it's still doing a really, really good job, an excellent job at that, which is very awesome. So once again, personally for me, that's a very solid thing going on for this particular phone, and I definitely like this phone a lot from that particular standpoint as well. So what I will definitely tell you is overall, from what I can see, the Samsung Galaxy S21 FE, it's still a pretty good phone to pick up. You know, it still has a lot of capability and it still has a lot of quality, and I'm still a massive fan of the way this particular phone has been holding up. It's not perfect, but I definitely do think Samsung did a really good job with it, and I still think it's, you know, worth buying. But if you're wanting to buy a phone and use it for the next like 3 years, I don't know if this would be the exact one I'd recommend people to buy. You know, that's kind of how I would kind of sum it up there. If you have any other thoughts or questions, let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.